book. Title is Ollie and the Wind by Ronojoy Ghosh. And it's been a shortlisted book for the Children's Book of the Year Awards. How exciting is that? Let's see what this book's all about now, shall we? Sometimes the best things appear out of thin air. The wind blows all day on Ollie's island. There aren't many people around, but there's lots of space to play. Well, there's lots of space to play and there aren't many people around. So he's got nobody to play with. Okay. First, the wind steals Ollie's hat. Then it darts away his scarf. But is the wind just naughty, or is it trying to tell Ollie something? Okay. Let's find out. Ollie and the Wind Guy by Ronojoy Ghosh. Just one moment, guys. Okay, let's do this. Ollie and the Wind. Hello, Mona. Let's do this. For Shay and his daddy. Oh. Okay, let's do this. Ollie and the Wind. Ready? Look at that. He looks like he's Ollie. Okay, let's do this, guys. Ollie and the Wind. Ollie lived on an island. There were never many people around, but he had lots of space to play. Ollie was taking a walk when a snaky gust of wind flew off with his hat. Now, guys, Ollie lived on an island and he had a lot of space, but nobody to play with. And Ollie looks really, really, really cute. Look at that. And one day, one snaky gust of wind flew off with his hat. How about that? And the place, the island where he's at, looks beautiful. Look at those houses. They are so cute. And the sky is so blue. He searched up the island and down, but he couldn't find his hat anywhere. Maybe the wind still had it. Now, guys, that was his favorite hat. And it just flew away. Look at that. He even put up a posters and everything. And he is looking for it everywhere. And there's nobody else to play with. He's on an island all by himself. Lots of space and nobody to play with. Ollie chased the wind with a net, but it slipped away before he could ask about his hat. Now, guys, there's nobody there, but there's this shaky wind flying and taking away his hat and everything. And now he decided to capture it. Well, it looks like a net to capture butterflies. Well, he's just trying to chase the wind with a net, guys. He's trying very harder. Later that day, as Ollie was playing outside, the wind took off with his scarf. Ollie ran after the wind again. Now, guys, the wind is very, very shaky. It flew off with his hat. Now, it flew off with his scarf. Well, granted, he doesn't have anybody to play with. But then again, this wind is taking his stuff and making him all worried. And poor Ollie is just running after the wind. He thought he might be able to catch the wind in a can and ask, what did he have done with his scarf? But the wind was too small the can was too small for the wind to fit. Now, guys, he's trying to capture the wind and have a conversation. He's trying to capture the wind and ask him, what are you doing with my hat and scarf? Are you cold? Do you need it? Why are you running with it? And why aren't you just, why can't you just fit in this small can? he had so many questions. He had many questions, as you can see. Ollie could not understand why the wind was taking his things. Maybe the wind is just naughty, he thought. Now, guys, he realized maybe wind is just naughty, or maybe wind would like to play too. Well, he doesn't have anybody to play with. Maybe wind don't have anybody to play with too, as you can see. And maybe wind is just naughty. The next day, as Ollie played with the balloon, the wind came back and it took a balloon and ran away with it. Now, guys, wind is trying to play with Ollie. He's taking his stuff. He's teasing him. He's taking his cap. He's taking his scarf. And now he's taking his balloon. I think he wants someone to play with too. Ollie tried to catch the balloon, but the wind whisked it out of reach. As Ollie saw the balloon dancing in the sky, he realized that the wind wasn't naughty. It just wanted to play. No, guys, the wind just wants to play. And he's just taking all his stuff because it's teasing him. He wants to play too. Well, that much we figured it out. Ollie brought out his shoes, but the wind knocked over the pieces. He threw his ball to the wind, but the wind didn't catch it. It fell right back. Now, guys, I think he understands. I think he understands that wind is trying to play with him. So he is trying to play chess with the wind, but, well, he's not playing it right. No, he's not playing it right. And he's trying to throw the ball, but I think ball is just falling right over. He even offered his favorite fire truck, but the wind wasn't interested. Now, he isn't interested. Chess, or ball, or fire truck. He's just not interested. That night, as Ollie lay in bed, he thought about why the wind didn't want to play with his toy. Then he had an idea. He had an idea, guys. Now, why didn't Wind want to play with his toy? Maybe he searched under his bed and found what he was looking for. Maybe there's this one-of-a-kind toy that he wants to play with. And he was right. Now, Ollie tiptoed out into the starry night and held the kite up to the wind. The wind hurried down and took the kite into the sky. Look at that. The wind and the kite danced among the stars and flew round the moon as Ollie twitched the kite string. When the sun started to peek around the horizon, Ollie waved goodbye to the wind. He was sure they would play together again soon. Now, Ollie figured it out, guys. Ollie figured about his new friend, Wind. And then he found his stuff too. Well, he gave it back. Apparently it was hung in a tree. Look at that. And that's Mr. Wind there, Ollie's new friend. Now, Ollie found out to play with his new friend, and that's with his kite. As you can see, and look at this beautiful night sky filled with stars, and they are playing together. I know he's going to be back. Mr. Wind is going to be back tomorrow to play with kite again. Well, look at that. How sweet. It's Ollie and his smile, and it's playing with his newfound friend, Mr. Wind. What a beautiful story about newfound friendship, guys. Ollie and the Wind by Ronojoy Ghosh.